What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Novichenko Whips YouTube channel. Today we're doing something exciting with the G63. Let's get it out of the garage. Fired it up. Let's get it out. All right, so as you can see, the G Wagon is a 2013, but I've got like the newer 2018 plus G550 wheels on it. That's the way I bought it. And so recently I landed some 22's that look pretty cool. They weren't expensive, but someone had pretty good tires mounted on them, and I'm gonna see if I can get them mounted. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because it seems like someone took a six-sided like 17 mil instead of this keyway that was needed and pulled off a tire on that G Wagon. And so I've been timid to try and pull those lug nuts off because I didn't want to ruin them. But now, this night, I got a new set of black lug nuts, so I won't feel bad if I like strip some or ruin some of the old chromy ones. Anyway, let's get on it. So what I suspect is someone had taken this tire off to try and patch up a leak that I ended up having to patch up myself anyway, and all of the lug nuts look kind of rounded off. You see that? They're not super angular on the corners, whereas if you look at the front, they're a lot more angular, and so that special socket does fit. But I'll figure out a way to get them off, but I don't know if the rear ones will be reusable again, just because it might damage the tops or the caps. We'll see. Okay, make sure if you lift up a corner of this car, always use jack stands, because, I don't know, safety third, as they say. Just joking. Trying to get a little spot under here, and we're gonna lower her down. A little crunchy with the wood. All right. So I want to first take off my good lug nuts. We'll see if the new ones are long enough, because these older guys are pretty long. So we definitely want to make sure that the new is long enough. I'll go get one. What's up, everybody? It's the next day. It got a little dark yesterday, and I still went ahead and installed the new wheels on the G Wagon. So let's get you guys a first look from my perspective. For the $500 that I paid for these 22's and brand new tires, she looks a lot more beefy. Enjoy. From a first glance, definitely much wider. Always nice to have brand new wheels that have no curbage whatsoever. My wife did say, now we got to black out all the chrome, but I'm like, yeah, I've done that before on a previous G that we owned. It's not too difficult, but I also have some great ideas on how to kind of get some Brabus bits going. First of all, of course, the lip with the nice daytime running lights, and we'll see where it takes us from there. Overall, I think it looks nice. We just gotta now go drive it and see how it feels on the road. They are balanced, and mostly the mounting process went pretty smoothly, but again, I just want to make sure that it's safe for the wife to drive the kids around in. They do look pretty nice and wide, so this is, of course, nice offset now that it actually fills in those AMG fender flares. I really like it. I think the stability will improve. If you've ever driven one of these boxes, stability is a must. And I think the car is slightly lowered. So factory suspension on these is very stiff, and someone did aftermarket springs, and so it has a tiny bit of a lower stance to it. I think that really helps with ride quality as well. I drove it out of the driveway, and right away I feel like these tires are softer than the Scorpions. I need to check the air pressure in them, but the Scorpions are pretty stiff from the feel. But Continentals cross contact, so kind of like a SUV style tire. We'll see how they do. I'll take you along. How about we get a little input from the wifey, you know? It's her rig, so to speak. And so we'll see if she likes her new shoes. Here she comes. Hey, honey. Your little cube has some new shoes. What do you think? Give me your inputs.
I like it this.
You could rock this.
I like
It looks cool. They're big and they're wide. It gives it more of that stance. So what are you envisioning? Less chrome?
Yeah.
And anything else? You remember the one we had before had like a cool lip on the bottom? I thought with time I would add that because I liked how it made the front bumper look more aggressive. Now you're gonna be cruising with the kids and Jesus.
Amen.
Yeah. Jesus in the G Wagon. Overall, why do you like the G Wagon? You know how so many people like the G Wagon? Is it just styling primarily, you think, for girls? Like they'll tell their husbands, I want a G Wagon, and the husbands are always rolling their eyes because G Wagon means expensive.
I mean, driving on the road, you can see everything, feel safe.
Mm.
It's like a little beast.
Exactly how it sounds. Cutie. You guys heard it. If your wife wants a G Wagon, it's for valid reasons. I love you.
Love you.
See you guys. Let's check the pressures. Probably around 40 is good for an SUV. These are at 25. I'll start at 30. It'll take a while. Okay. Super first impressions on how she drives on the new big wheels and tires. Anytime I put tires on a car, or wheels and tires in a car now, I'm kind of like looking out for odd vibrations and shakes, because every wheel you want it to be hub centric, especially on the German cars. There's a center hub on there on purpose, because at high speeds you don't just want your lug nuts or lug bolts being the only thing holding your wheel tightly onto the car. Let's wave goodbye to the kids. They're excited. I know with every wheel and tire setup, the weight is going to be a little bit different. So like you don't need an alignment per se, but just like the steering might feel different and so on. And so I'm feeling a little bit of that right now, but it's not bad. It feels softer. Again, my current tire pressure is 30 versus probably like 40 on the other tires. So I'll work up the tire pressure on these. I think they have a posted maximum on the tire of 50. So we'll be totally fine. The tire has a tiny bit of stretch, so I'll have to tell the wifey to be a little careful with curbs. On the other wheels, I didn't really care because they had a pretty straight sidewall, and I'd run into some stuff and it was fine. No real curbage. But let's see how she does where we get up to like maybe up some speed, and we'll see how she does. Let's just, so here's like 25, it's fine. 30, 35, 40 feels fine. 45, it's a little bouncy, but again, it could just be the tire pressure that's still like low or soft. Again, all of these things are pretty vital. That's why expensive wheels are usually expensive, because they have very precise machining. anyone could say they're a good machine shop. Ugh, that's just the G Wagon ride quality over bumps. But any shop can say, hey, we machine wheels from alloy. But it's like, how precise is this wheel gonna be when you put it on the hub, especially the center hub? 3 wheels looked really good. 1 wheel, I was installing it, and the holes, I looked in all the 5 holes for the lug bolts, and one of them seemed kind of like off, and I'm like, eh. Again, the wheel gets centered on the center bore, but still, you want that safety. You don't want anything coming off. And I definitely cranked them down pretty good, like 80 foot-pounds at least, because you don't want to risk it. Again, always look for the amount of threads on your bolts as well. You don't want to be hanging on like 3-4 threads. I think rule of thumb, you want like 5-6 plus, right? You don't want a bolt that's too long. Oftentimes it'll go too far into the wheel hub and it'll start contacting something on the other side. That's also a very vital part. But yeah, I'll open it up here in a little bit once I get to a straight, and we'll see how she feels. All right, let's try like first, second, third acceleration. Just see how she handles the umph. Ready? She's loud. It's pretty good. I think I'll get used to it. The wheels feel pretty good. I'll definitely tighten them up after like a trip back and forth from work, just to make sure everything's up to spec. But G Wagon life, it's a little bit of a sometimes vibrating, rough rider type life. I mean, we may have discovered some kind of issue because it's a little bit shaky on the freeway at 60. We'll see if it goes away. A lot of people say that G-Wagons are very picky on tire pressures. It vibrated for like a second and it went away. And so I might have to up the pressure in my steering damper shock. I have like a Fox upgraded steering stabilizer. The G-Wagons are very picky on cold tires. And that's a lot of reason why a lot of people run these tires at pretty high pressures, to make sure the tire is not gripping any harmonics and pulling left and right, left and right. And so now that I've driven for like a minute on the freeway at 60, it's fully gone away. When I first came out, the wheel was doing this little shimmy. And so next step, up the tires to 40 instead of 30 when I get home. And yeah, increase the adjustable air pressure in my Fox steering stabilizer, probably up from like 30 PSI to also 40 to stiffen it up. Like I feel the harmonic right now. If you probably can't see it on video, but I feel a little bit of a left and right on the front axle. And so all of this stuff is just G-Wagon life. You know, people love the looks of these cars, but sometimes they're you got to learn to live with them. Okay, made it to work. That's a good start. But yeah, I can tell the wheels are a little bit low on air. Like they're really they're already kind of like stretched, and so when they're low on air, it's probably grabbing a lot of this ridge. So 40 next step. It looks pretty good, pretty wide boy. Yikes. This is kind of a thing. If you don't lock it straight, only one latch locks and you have to unlock it and redo it. The newer G-Wagons, I think they figured it out, where the hood's not as flimsy. On this one, you got to take, there you go. So many people on G-Wagons, man. box.